Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're going to work on connecting up the cities that haven't really been touched throughout this whole series. And that really only includes, I believe, two cities. This city here, Durham, and then there's another city over here, Brownsville, that hasn't been touched either. I want to get those growing just so that they can sort of keep up with the rest of the map, as a lot of these cities are starting to really expand and grow, where these ones are sort of out in the middle of nowhere and they're still small towns. If we click the name, we can see that they are still growing, but that's sort of just the base growth rate. And so if we can get these growing at a quicker rate, it will make it easier to connect them up to other things. They'll require more goods, so that'll open up more production lines for us. And so that'll be the goal for this episode. We'll see if we can get to both cities in one video. We might have to break it up into two. But for the first, we will start with Durham. And so I think what we're going to do is give it construction materials from this construction materials plant here. And the big issue we have with this is stone, because if we look, we only have 5 stone on the map, and some of them are already getting used for other things. So we'll use the one that's closest that's not getting used, which will be this Toledo quarry. And so I think the best way to do this is to ship it to the river with trucks, and then we'll have like 3 or 4 boats go upriver and drop it off maybe somewhere here, and then we'll ship the stone to the construction materials plant. And then from here we can probably send a train that'll come and drop it off in the city. So now to do that, let's get started with a truck station right across the street. And then we need to set up a dock or a harbor along the river. And so this is a small part of the river, and I don't want to block it off with a larger harbor. So what we can do is expand this river out and create sort of a cove that the ships can come into. That looks about good. Now we just have to smooth it all up so it looks more natural. There we go. So we have this little bump here where we can now place a cargo harbor. We'll plop that right about the center. And then let's just fix the terrain around it so it doesn't look too awkward. Because we do have to get a road and a truck stop in around here. So this will just make it so that we don't have such awkward roads coming through here. And now we can take one of these and connect it up to the main road that we have. That's good. And then we need a truck stop where this will drop off the stone. And then here, I believe we need to... Let's make this bigger. We'll place a large dock with a large landing. So that should work just fine. So we have the road connection here, the port there, and then all the way over here. We'll probably want another one about here so we can send a road right up there. So we'll do the same thing where we flatten out a little cove so that we don't clog up the small river with traffic. That'll do. Smooth some of that out. And then we'll probably have to do a little bit of terraforming. This looks pretty decent for now. So we'll add the other cargo harbor right there. We'll configure this and do the same thing. Put in a large dock with a large landing. So this street might get a little tricky. Just trying to get it to get to the point where we'll connect. There we go. And from here we can sort of loop it up and around to the construction materials plant. It's a pretty steep incline, but I think our trucks are pretty much at the point where it can handle almost anything. We don't really want a bridge, it's not that big of a project. So we'll see if we can sort of snake our way up there. We keep getting this glitch with the road, I don't know why. I'm okay with a tunnel though. There we go. This is placed. We need a station so that'll drop off the bricks or the stone. Another one right next to the plant. And now we can work on this train line that'll go from here all the way over to the city. So as usual, we'll get a cargo station, 240 meters. We'll do 2 tracks because we might use this to ship to other cities. I believe there might be 1 or 2 in the area that takes construction materials. And then over in Durham, let's put this on the outskirts right there. So now we just need to quickly bring it around this mountain and we'll be all good. I'm going to try to avoid elevation changes and try to just sort of stay on the ridge of this mountain. If we can keep this running at full speed, that would be great too. What's the issue? I think it's the roads. Alright. We'll take this in shorter chunks, but we'll go there. There. And then we should be able to, yep, just connect up there. Oh, that last one. Oh, it did place. Alright. So now I just gotta double up the track and add signals. And we'll be back when it's time to add vehicles to everything. Alright, so everything's got stations, all the road depots and train depots are in, and now it's time to add vehicles. So for the stone, we're definitely going to want to ship as much stone as possible. So we'll start with 20 trucks. And send them to there. And then what we'll want to do is find a boat that can ship stone. And so it seems like this might be our best boat that can ship everything. It's the fastest, and I believe it carries the most. Yeah. So let's get 3 of these for now. And if we need to add one more, I think we can do that. Just because the distance is so far. There go the ships. You can each carry 130 stone each. And now we need to set up the line that takes the stone up to the construction materials plant. So this one's going to be a little weird because it's a short trip, but it takes a while for the stone to get there. So let's see if 15 will be enough. And now we work on the train that we want. So again, I believe our best train is one that can only go 50 miles an hour. You take a look at our flat cars, because those are the ones that carry construction materials. We still have a top speed of 50. So this China Railways train is the strongest one, and money's not really much of an issue, so we don't need to really save for it. And so we'll have one of these with, yeah, let's go with this many. I believe that's 8 cars. That should be good for now, and if we need to add more, we can always do that later. And lastly, we just get a few trucks that will take the materials into the city. That's a short trip. Hopefully only 8 trucks will be good enough for that. And there we go. This whole line is set up. I'm gonna give it some time to sort of even itself out. Maybe I'll stop these ships and let them space out. And we'll be back in a little bit to see if everything's working okay. Okay, so everything looks like it's working. We just got our first shipment of construction materials to the truck station out here. I'm going to quickly add some cargo buildings since a lot of these things are getting moved around in big chunks. So we don't want it just slowly disappearing while we have like 100 construction materials waiting at this truck stop. So these buildings increase the capacity so that they don't disappear. They'll wait until they get shipped. So this should allow us to have about 200 here in the worst case scenario. I mean, our train can only carry about 100, so that's fine. And so our train has another load heading over. We did have to add 3 more boats. No, I added 2 more. We might still add more because these boats take a lot longer to travel this distance than I expected. So I did add 2 more just because I noticed that. And this port here is starting to get full loads of stone shipped constantly. I also added more buildings here to increase the cargo storage, as I anticipate probably about 200 or 300 stone being held here at a time. So I just want to make sure that we don't lose any of it while we wait for a boat to come. And then over here where it all gets dropped off, we did the same thing. We added a bunch of cargo buildings because these boats drop them off. A full load is 130. So that would be a bit much for just a truck stop to hold. So adding these buildings will help a lot with that. And so as time goes on, we'll let that run. We'll see what needs adjusted. If we need to ship more stone, which we might just need to let this level up first once all these numbers start to get updated. And so that'll pretty much be it. I am going to save connecting up that other city. Where is it? Down here, Brownsville. I'm going to save this for the next episode. But I think my plan is we're going to ship fuel from this fuel hub here. We'll send a train line that comes to Corpus Christi, since that's like halfway. And then we'll have another line that comes all the way out to Brownsville. And yeah, so after that, that'll be every city will be connected to at least one resource or passenger connection. So every city will begin to start growing quicker. So that'll be exciting. With that, that'll be all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.